Hello, today we're going to talk about grounds. We're going to talk about bad grounds, good grounds, how to identify a bad ground, how to turn it into a good ground. And we're going to demonstrate on my 2000 Subaru Impreza rally car that has terrible grounds, and it nearly cost me a race when I couldn't start the car in grid at a rally event last week. So in your car, if you have no ground, nothing works. If you have a bad ground, things work, but they don't work very well. For example, if your car stereo, you have aftermarket amplifiers and you can hear buzzing in the background when you don't play music, that's usually a bad ground. If you can hear your engine when you hit the gas, you can hear that vibration and buzzing changing, then you definitely have a bad ground. If your LED headlights kind of jitter or flicker, then that's probably a bad ground. For me, recently, in grid, about to start a race, I couldn't start my car and I had a brief moment of panic. And then I went under here and jiggled the wires around and the dash lit up and I was able to go. Definitely telling me there's something wrong with one of these wires. And then once it was running, I could see that my LED headlights were flickering. And if I went and played with these wires right here, then the flickering went away. It was definitely a bad ground. So let's take a look at this. There's a few things that could cause a bad ground. One would be using the wrong gauge of wire. This would appear to be maybe 6 gauge or 4 gauge, depending on the size of this sheeting. So that would be appropriate. If your ground is going into something painted, that's not great because any paint in between the two metal that you want to connect is going to interfere with your ground. This also appears to be self-tapper that the previous owner creatively used there, so that's not great. And this is the one that's going from the battery to the ground, to the chassis. Another one you care about is your engine to either the chassis or the battery. So here we have what looks like a factory connection going to this. So this appears to be the right wire and it's going to the right thing, but it's not making full contact because this isn't the right size. So that's another thing we're going to address. In car electronics, we talk about the big three. The big three is the alternator to the battery to chassis, and the engine to chassis. And sometimes you could have a fourth one, which would be engine to battery. I have engine to battery. I don't even know if I have an engine chassis. We're going to be upgrading those. If you searched big three, you probably see a lot of people talking about car stereos because typically your car's factory charging system is sufficient for whatever the car came with. Why would they have built it anything differently? But once you start adding a bunch of amps and subwoofers, you run into other problems. In this case, we just have a car that's extremely janky, but we want to make it really reliable because we race this thing and we're going to beat on it. So we're going to be upgrading all of this. Now, I told you what you could look for in a bad ground, but how do you empirically declare something's a bad ground? How do you quantify it? You do it with a multimeter. We're setting this to ohms to measure impedance. Impedance is just the resistance in your current. The more resistance you have, the more voltage drop you're going to experience on your circuit. So a good ground will have between 0 and 0.1 or maybe 0.2 ohms. Anything over 0.3 is room for improvement, and anything over 0.5 is just trash. Okay, so we're going to go to the top of the battery to the top of this bolt. We see 1.4 ohms, so it's already not looking good. When I go from the lug stud, there's also this bolt, and all of this is dirty. So let's go to into the wire strands that are exposed here to the top of this bolt. There I get 0.3 ohms, so that's better. That means that in this connection we're definitely gaining resistance, so we can take this apart and clean this up, and that will help us. But I was just measuring to the top of the bolt. The top of the bolt is not actually the chassis, so if we were to measure from the battery to the chassis where through this painted area, I'm getting, well, it's all over the place, but I'm getting dozens of ohms, so no connection at all. If I go from the threaded wire to the painted area, I get 1.8 ohms, all too high. So that means this painted area is bad and this connection. I'm gaining resistance in both places. We've also got our battery to engine. So for that, we're going to go to the top of the battery, again to the top of the bolt going to the engine. I'm getting nothing at all, no connection at all. Might just be too dirty. Okay, now I'm seeing dozens of ohms. So I put some brake parts cleaner, aka liquid cancer, 0.2 ohms, so it's like a barely good enough ground. but then I don't see anything going from the engine to the chassis. So here's what our fix plan is going to be. We're going to take the top of the battery connections apart and clean them. We're going to run a new ground wire from the battery to the chassis, a new ground wire from the engine to the chassis, and a new ground wire from the battery to the engine. We're going to clean up all those connections. So let's talk about how we're going to fix this. We've got to choose some wire. We can clean up and just take apart what we have, but I also want to run some nice wires. So if I had big amplifiers or big winches or anything that increased the power requirements of this car, I would be looking at something big like this double-aught gauge welding wire. I don't have any of that on this car. I'm not going to have any of that. If anything, I'm removing electronics from this car. So we're going to set that aside. That's overkill. What we'll use is 4-gauge wire. I have some random bits of 4-gauge. 4-gauge is fine for any car that you haven't upgraded, you haven't added electronics to, like amplifiers. Or if you have, then they're only small amplifiers, also good. Also, it's worth considering, are you adding to the ground wires you have because they look probably good, you just want more? Or are you replacing them? Because if you're adding to them, the size doesn't really matter. You could add a 6-gauge. If you're replacing them, you shouldn't have anything smaller than 4-gauge. So we're going to run 4-gauge because I have a bunch of that, and 4-gauge is still easy enough to work with. The other side of it is, how are you connecting it? This is my electrical drawer. I have heat shrink and fuses and all kinds of ways to connect things, including these big guys for 4-gauge, which is what we're going to use. And we're going to make sure we use washers where we need to so that these guys definitely get good connections. So I unbolted that. It is a self-tapper. Self-tappers are ticking time bombs because eventually this becomes loose. And that's not even remotely clean. Like someone made an attempt to like scratch off the paint here. Not me. Probably not the previous owner, probably the owner before that. That's not going to cut it. And we're not going to put the self-tapper back in because, like I said, that's a ticking time bomb. By the way, if you want an insurance agent who's used to dealing with hooligans in their race cars, and you happen to live in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, or California, you should check out my sponsor here, Russell Williams State Farm. I used a Dremel with a sanding wheel to get the inside of that clean of debris, and then I used a die grinder. I used one of these to make this shiny metal. If you don't have these tools, you can use sandpaper, but you can't be lazy like this. You have to actually get it down to bare metal. Then I used the Dremel here to get down to bare metal, because that's where we're going to relocate this ground to. Now, if this was a car that you wanted to look nice, I would have done this a little differently. I probably would have found some place down there, found another chassis point. But this is a rally car, so it needs to be effective. It doesn't need to be pretty, so we're going to do that. I'm not a complete barbarian, so I did route this under here. And this is still loose, but let's see how that looks. So from the battery stud to this bolt, 0.1, and this isn't even cinched down. And before I would had to cheat and go to the wire, but I'm actually just going to the stud. So I'm testing the full connection. And if I go to the paint that's bared here, 0.1. So this is a good ground, and this isn't even tightened up yet. Let's look at the other one. So I took this apart. I added a washer there so that there's a complete firm connection here. And now I've got 0.1 ohms from here to over here where it was grounded, which is by the starter. So that's pretty important ground. Now, the last thing that we don't have is chassis to engine, which I can't find one. There's probably something here, but for peace of mind, we're just going to add one. Okay, now for the new ground wire. When you're making new wires, you kind of have to be creative. So I looked around, I found that there was a factory ground here, so we're going to use this as our new ground. As you can see, I sanded it down so that it was bare metal. Here's my new 4-gauge. With a proper lug connector, zip tied to the brake lines, and it terminates right there onto this bracket attached to the top of the engine block. So that is our big 3 upgrade / repair. We were going for reliability and quality. If we also were trying to go to increase the throughput of the system, like if we were adding amplifiers and stuff, then we also would have increased the gauge. And you can always add more ground. You can't have too much ground. So if you made it to the end of this video, I assume you found it useful in some way or at least entertaining. So please like and subscribe so you can get more. I want to take a quick second to talk about one of this car's rally sponsors, and that's Gunship Origins, being brought to you by Jammin' Games. That's a new video game in production, in development. It is the latest installment from the Gunship series, which is a combat helicopter flight simulator. I'll have a link to the trailer and I'll have a link to the Steam wish list so you can know when it comes out and you can check it out.